determining the right business structure is probably a favourite among accountants and lawyers. Right? We see so many examples of when people have set it up wrong from the start and then want to change it pretty early on. Changing it, I think it's something that can definitely be avoided, and it's a cost and a disruption, especially a disruption to a growing business that a lot of the time, with one or two clear, distinct and direct conversations, I think people can get a lot more out of it. So when you're choosing the right business structure, it's like, one, get clear on what your business is going to do for you. What do you want your business to do for you? And if you're not across these items, which not everyone's expected to be, seek out the right advice from people who will more than happily give you the right advice, whether it's an accountant or a solicitor. And know, like, how you want to be paid, how you want people to be paid, and if there's any industry kind of constraints of what you're allowed to structure the business as. Secondly, the cost of running them, right? Some are more expensive than others. Some have other compliance obligations to go with it, whether it's a company or a trust versus a sole trader. How you run your business can be different based on what structure you need to run. And the third bit is understand your obligations of running the business. There's two types of, there's two parts in your business. There's what you actually do and the product and service you provide, and then the actual running of the business. And that part has, it's got payroll obligations and BASs and all of the other compliance pieces that need to be taken into account when picking the right structure for you, and not only for you as a business owner, but for you as a shareholder of the business. So if in doubt, reach out. There's accountants, solicitors, business advisors. There's a lot of people that can help you make that decision. But I would say this is something that is incredibly important at the start, so that you're able to get on with the business of actually providing your products, goods, or services. If you're building your business structure, probably the easiest win you can have along the way is to build, your team of experts around you, right? So running a business, it isn't a solo venture. Yes, you can do it with less professional people around you, but the easy answer is if you build a team, no matter how little you use them, I think at least you know who to go to for what and when. So one of the things, who's your broker if you need funding, whilst you can go directly to the bank, we always recommend use a broker. It's such an easy way for someone else to do all the running around, most of the paperwork, and get you a better result than going directly to the banks. Second thing is, who's your accountant and bookkeeper, right? They don't have to be in the same business, but who's going to assist you with, not only setting up those practices and monitoring them, but seeing if there is improvements to be made. How can you go further, faster? And the other is lawyer. We call it a lot of flack, solicitors do, and for sometimes, as an accountant for good reason. But at the same time is, you'll never know how good a good lawyer is until you use one. They can help you when it comes to agreements to make sure that you're safeguarded at the start. If you've got multiple shareholders, those shareholders agreements, they're such an important piece of documentation, so that when you do have a drama, you know exactly what to do because it's all written out. But if you're building that team, accountant, mortgage broker, solicitor, bookkeeper, insurance broker, all of these people around you, at least you can delegate those tasks and get on with your main job. So to build the right team, especially to grow a business, it's not only the team and the people that you've got to worry about, it's the roles and responsibilities that they play. One of the things that we find when building a team is that, as that business grows, the people stay in that job, or they're instantly the people that get promoted up into the next job. You've already done it, the vision, and you know exactly at one point, whether it's 2, 5, 10 years later, what you want that business to look like. But one of the things that when it looks like that, who's in that business and what roles do they play? So, and that might be for yourself, it might be for your partner if they're in the business, for people who are existing in the business, or people you need to hire. But at some point, who's in the business, what role they're playing, and how you're going to rely on them and they're going to rely on you. We see a lot of people building their organizational chart based on who's already in the business and the role that they play. A really easy way to get a way better outcome from this is build the org chart of what the business will need at that point in time, And then write the job titles and the roles and descriptions in those blank boxes. Don't put people in it yet, because those people don't automatically get that job. Once you've got the roles, responsibilities in a blank org chart, just with the titles, then you can fill in that based on who's the right person for that job. Not because they're already there, but because they will serve the business the best at that point. Following this template, map out who they are, why they're the best person. If you can't document why they're the best person for that job, then maybe a better role or another role is right for them. Okay, so that's the first part with planning and starting. I know I've talked a lot and you've got a lot of information to put in. Thanks for sticking with me, and we'll wrap it up, and next week we'll go through strategy and implementation. If you've got any questions or you want to know more about something, or please don't hesitate, just get in touch.